Hi guys, welcome to English Live. This is Jeff T. So today I want to teach you how you can tell your travel story, okay? So you can talk about your vacation in English. So let's start the lesson. So I want to give you 4 steps you can follow. If you can follow these 4 steps, you can talk about your last vacation in English very easily, okay? So let's start it. So when you're talking about your vacation, your travel story, the first thing you have to talk about is the place and the time. Where did you go and when did you go? Okay, so the first thing is you need to talk about, you have to tell where did you go and when did you go? Okay, so that's number 1. And number 2, you can talk about the things you like, the things you love about that place. So what are the things did you see that you felt very interesting? So there are a lot of things we see, very interesting things we see when we travel, and you have to talk about those good experiences, okay? The things you love, the things you did that was really wonderful. So that was number 2. And number 3, you can also talk about the things you did not like. So what are the things you found a little uncomfortable, or maybe you had a trouble in the language or the food or something like that, or the weather wasn't very good. So you can talk about some difficulties you had when you were traveling to that country, okay? That's number 3. And number 4, you can just put some conclusion, means after all, how do you feel? So what is your final thoughts? These are the 4 steps you can follow. If you follow these 4 steps, you can easily talk about your last travel vacation, your travel story, okay? Now I want to give you the example of my travel story, my vacation that I took in the last year, and that was really fascinating, okay? The first thing I want to talk about is, the place and the time of my travel, okay? So I went to Japan in 2015 December. So I'm talking about the time, right? So I went there by myself. So, and you also talk about to whom did you go with? So you travel by yourself, or you go with your friends or family, or you just join the group or something like that. So you can describe a little bit about your company. So did you go alone or you went with your friends? So, and that was my number 1. So I went to Japan in December 2015 by myself, okay? Okay, now I want to talk about the good things about what did I do there, what happened, and what are the things that I felt very fascinating. Okay, the first thing when I was very impressed was I was very impressed by the service. The service was really absolutely amazing. The service was really good. I was very fascinated and I felt very interesting, okay, because they had a really good service. They were very polite and ready to help you as much as they can. And that was very fascinating. And I also found the food was really good. The food was very delicious, and the transportation was very convenient because I was traveling in a train in different cities, and it was really convenient that trains were on time and the service was really excellent, okay? So, and I can also say it was a very beautiful place because I went to Kyoto. Kyoto is one of the most favorite place I have ever been in Japan, and it was really beautiful and absolutely fascinating because they had a lot of history there and many temples, ancient temples, and the people were very nice. So overall it was a really good impression I had in Japan. Okay, that was number 2. And now I'm going to talk about number 3, which is the things I did not like very much, or the things I felt uncomfortable, or the things I wish, it was better. Basically, I really did not have any bad impression. The only problem was probably the language, okay? Because in Japan, the people do not speak English other than Japanese. And if you don't speak Japanese, you're going to have a little difficult time to communicate with the Japanese people. But even though they are not speaking to you directly, but they are anyway, they are trying to help you. They are willing to help you, and if you need some help. So that was amazing. Even if they don't understand, they're still trying to help you, just by checking in the maps or just pointing fingers or using some kind of body languages, okay? And another problem was, comparing the place I live in, Taipei. Japan was a little expensive, okay, but it wasn't that expensive, but it was a little expensive, and that's what I found. And these are the two things I found a little, not so good. But overall, finally, my final conclusion is it was a really good trip because I really enjoyed my trip, and I really want my friends and my family or anybody I know, I recommend this place, especially Kyoto, Japan, Kyoto. It is a must visit place in Japan. So that's my travel story, okay? So this is how you can talk. So it's not that difficult, okay? If you can follow the pattern, so if you can follow these 4 steps, I think you can just talk about your travel story to anyone. And I hope this lesson helps you, and please subscribe to the channel to get more videos, and just make sure to practice more because practice makes perfect.